Good morning. Welcome back to another Saturday Real Talk bike ride. Much like the other week in Michigan, rode a little bit early today. And we're out early today because it is not Saturday. I really struggled yesterday, which was Saturday, trying to get this ride in. I wasn't feeling it, and I didn't want to come out and be frustrated for 2 hours. So in all honesty, I skipped it. It's been a bit of a hectic week, but today is Sunday. You won't know that. You'll see this video on Saturday. But I knew if I was going to get the bike ride in this weekend at all, the only window I had to do it was this morning before church. It's just after 7 a.m. I'm already about 16 minutes into the ride. We're back on Natchez Trace, same place we were for last weekend's ride, except this time we're headed southbound. I don't know what to expect this way. I've never been down this road before. I do know from my research on Google Maps that there's a section of the old trace about 7 miles down this road. I don't know if we're going to make it all the way there this morning, but we're going to see how close to it we. Despite the hectic week, there was a couple of really good milestones I'm quite happy with. I only did a couple of scheduled workouts for various reasons, not the least of which was on Monday, we went and got a couple of new kayaks. We've always been a family that loves being on the water, but being full-time RVers, it's a challenge to have a boat with us wherever we go. And then we went back on Friday to get 2 more paddleboard kayak hybrids for Coach and her mom, because they wanted to get on the on-water action too. So although there was no scheduled workouts, and although I didn't do all the scheduled workouts last week, I did spend a lot of time on the water paddling, and that's activity, it's fun. The Garmin doesn't track kayaking as a sport. It tracks rowing and supping, stand-up paddleboard. But we tracked a few workouts on the water with the Garmin. So every day there was activity. We had some good family time on the kayaks. As for the triathlon training, I did an interval bike ride this week. I tackled those hills on the main road into the campground. They are a little daunting. There's one hill there that I've tried to ride it twice now, and I just cannot ride my bike up that hill. I get about halfway up, the bike comes to a dead stop, and I just can't make it move. The Cadence app shows a 24% in. I don't know if it's accurate, but in the 4 months I've been doing the cycling, that's the only hill I've ever met that I can't ride my bike up. The interval run this week was really good. I didn't do so much as an interval run is I did a 3-kilometer time trial because I had skipped that as my main run a couple of weeks ago. So I went out and said to myself, I'm going to do a 3-minute time trial. I'm going to go out and do a 3-kilometer time trial and see what I can put up. Because I get a feeling based on my pacing that the app asks for during my interval runs, that my time trial, that my 3-kilometer pace is actually a bit faster than what was last programmed into the app. But I thought now, 2 months later, I've lost a bit of weight. I've definitely gotten stronger, that I should be able to do the 3 kilometers much faster. So I set myself a goal of doing the 3 kilometers in 24 minutes. And I didn't quite make it. I completed the 3 kilometers in 24 minutes and 11 seconds. So I missed my goal time by 11 seconds. But overall, super happy to knock out that 3 kilometers in 24 minutes. So there's definitely been some progress made on the running. Now, the weight loss journey this week was stellar, which means overall the trend is down. I hit new all-time lows almost every day. Friday's weigh-in was 321. Haven't seen that weight on the scale in probably high school. But then the eating got a little bit sloppy. Friday and Saturday, 327 this morning. I know I've deviated a little bit. If we go back to some of my earlier videos, I said I wasn't going to focus on the scale weight. In fact, I left our scale behind in Florida, so I couldn't do that. And I was just focused on waist circumference as a metric. And I just spooked some deer on that hill up there. You can see their tails waving. And that worked for a little while. But quite frankly, I need the data from the scale in order to make adjustments. Because it's not the be-all end-all. But with the amount of training I'm doing, there should be noticeable movement over time. And without the scale, I'm not seeing it. But it's a double-edged sword. Those daily fluctuations can really beat down your self-confidence. I'm on a scale on Friday. I'm super happy. I'm 321 pounds. I'm at an all-time low. 2 days later, I'm up 6 pounds. That's a blow. You got to learn to roll with those punches. But I'm getting better at that because now I look at the monthly average. And I broke the monthly average from April, which was my lowest to date. So we are progressing in a generally downward direction, no matter how we look at it. Whether we look at lower highs or lower lows on the daily, or we look at the average monthly. I feel like I'm day trading with my weight. It's the same philosophy. We're looking for the trends. Is it trending down fast enough to be below 300 pounds by Miami? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, it happened today that August 31st was on an up day, so I'm only down 2.5 pounds for the entire month, which is not going to get me anywhere near my goal for Miami. But I think if we go into September, and we focus on flattening those peaks, we might be in pretty good shape. If we can do 10 pounds in September and 10 pounds in October, we're going to be awful close by the second weekend in November. I want to talk a little bit more about the carnivore diet this morning. It's been on my mind all week. I've been reading some of the comments that I've received on the videos, and it definitely is a polarizing subject, to put it mildly. There are, how do I want to say this? There's been a lot of negativity towards my comments on calorie counting, which is a little bit surprising. Now, those videos are doing really well on the channel, so like I said previously, leave me a negative comment or dislike. Interaction is interaction. The algorithm doesn't care. And frankly, I don't care, because for anybody that's leaving a negative comment or a dislike on a video where I mention that I calorie count on carnivore, it doesn't matter. Stop being so negative, people. Just because you don't need to calorie count on carnivore, or you think there's no need to calorie count on carnivore, and in most cases, you're absolutely correct. I've said that many times. For many, many, many people, I would say for most people, for everybody but me that I know that's on carnivore, they don't need to calorie count. They can trust their body to tell them when they're comfortable. For me, I'm not there yet. I have decided that I need to calorie count on my carnivore diet, and it's working. So I'm going to keep doing it. And you guys go right ahead and keep leaving those dislikes, because they're just fueling the algorithm, and I appreciate the support. I received another comment I want to address, and this one's very positive from a big supporter of the channel. She was asking about low-fat carnivore, which is a thing. I mean, you can Google that. You can find lots of information on that. The prevailing theory is that everybody has a fat tolerance limit, and if you consume in excess of that, not only will you not lose weight, that you'll gain weight as well. And that's my understanding of it. I don't know a lot of the details on it, but my response to her was, there's no harm in experimenting with it. Don't cut out all the fat. I mean, it's a critically important part of the diet, of any human diet. But if you look at what I've done, I've kind of ended up on a low-fat version of carnivore. That was not my intention, but if I'm looking to reduce calories by 50% while maintaining 200 to 300 grams a day of protein, there are no carbs to cut out. So the only macro left I could possibly remove is fat. And I'm gonna say it again, I'm the only person I know on the carnivore diet that counts as calories. But what I've ended up with is a low-fat version of the carnivore diet. Less bacon, less sausage, less super fatty meat, a little more lean meat, a little leaner cut of steak, a little more chicken, less butter. It's demonstrable that it's working. There's no argument that it's not working. My protein intake is high, my body weight is coming down. So yeah, my response was, it could be a thing. Try it, experiment. There are subtle variation in each person. For me, my plan is working. I gotta smooth out the peaks, but overall I'm pretty happy with how it's going. It is cold this morning. Like, I'm wishing I'd have put gloves on. My hands are usually numb from holding onto the handlebars, but I can't feel that right now because my fingers are frozen. I'm getting weak in my old age. It's 60 degrees out here, but after several weeks of triple digits, 60 degrees is chilly. Today's ride was actually scheduled to be a Zwift ramp test. But again, I don't have a Zwift set up. The alternative is to just go ride laps as fast as I can and try to get a new heart rate. But I'm clocking in new heart rates every couple of weeks, new highs, I should say. New max heart rates every couple of weeks on the Garmin, so I'm not terribly interested in the Zwift test. Because we know this channel's motto, I'm too fat to care about FTP. I just want to ride the bike. And we're still there 4 months later. I don't care about FTP. It'd be an interesting data point, don't get me wrong, but I'm not about to go drop any money on power meters for data points I'm not going to do anything with. The drivetrain on my bike is getting really noisy. It needs to go in for a tune-up. It's been doing a great job, considering the amount of weight it's been carrying around. I'm still quite happy with it. Looks like we're half a mile from Old Trace Drive. We might make it after all. Old Trace Drive. Looks like it's 1.5 miles of the Old Trace Road, as it appeared in the early 1800s. I think we'll give it a shot. More damn dogs. Easy, guys. Come on, hey. Tie them up. Get lost. Tie up your damn dogs. Oh, that was not what I needed this morning. The proverbial fork in the road. Well, I'm going to break my rule and go with the path that looks to be well traveled. It's a long way down. Hope that was a stick and not a tire. But I did not bring my spare tubes. They are still on the counter in the Amazon package. Look, that's it. I think we're approaching the end. If I do recall the map correctly. This part's a little rough. You know, I've really had it with dogs. What? You're fine. I don't know. Now we got the hills between us and the trailer. And I don't know what I'm going to do about them. Some of these hills I can top 60 kilometers an hour going down them, dead stop on the way back up. I can't even keep the front tire down. Oh my goodness. The bike just comes to a stop. So much for zone 2. All right, I'm gonna wrap this one up for you guys right here. So get back to the trailer, get ready for church on a beautiful Sunday afternoon in Tennessee. Thank you so much for watching this episode, if you've made it this far. I really appreciate the support, and I really appreciate the comments, the positive ones and the negative ones. Happy to answer the questions, happy to entertain opposing viewpoints. I'm making this up as I go along. I'm not an expert, but I appreciate all you guys tuning in, showing your support. And thank you all again for watching, and bye for now.